I'm serving as an SCF, Science Communication Fellow. And if I could explore it in any uncharted place, I would say the Mariana Trench.
Oh.
I think that's like the deepest part of the ocean.
Yep. Yeah, Challenger Deep.
Bridge now.
Yeah, Challenger Deep. So that's my uncharted place. Okay, and then moving along.
All right, you might get a little deeper than James Cameron and Victor Vescovo and
Can we
hold the
move
record.
30 at 075, please?
So I'm Adam Sewell. I'm a professor at University of Rhode Island. My research is in submarine volcanoes, and I'm the watch lead from 8 to 12. And if I could explore an unexplored part of the ocean, I would go into the Indian Ocean to, let's see, there was a big eruption off of, shucks, I'm forgetting the island now.
Mauritius?
No.
Seychelles?
No. Dang it. All right, I'm going to pick a new place. All right. Then instead, I would go to the deepest part of the East Rift Zone of Hawaii, where you make where the island kind of grows out at its farthest tip, but it's real deep. It's like 6,000 meters. That's where I'd go.
Nice.
Val?
Hello, everyone. My name is Val Brown. I am the science chair for this watch, and on land, I am the research coordinator for the National Marine Sanctuary of American Samoa. Gosh, that's a hard question. Uncharted place that I want to go look at. I have to say, I think I'd actually like to go look around Swains Island and into Tokelau, because we saw so many interesting things off of Swains the last expedition, and I think there's more interesting stuff up there to explore.
Thank you.
I'll pass it on to Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica Leon Guerrero, and on this cruise I am an ocean science intern on the 8 to 12 watch. I'm a data logger. So an uncharted place, I have to be biased and go with Bono, the Mariana Trench. Just because I'm from the Mariana Islands. I'll give it to Dave.
But for both of you, you'll be excited to know that next year, Nautilus is going to be in that area and doing some exploration work.
Not the Challenger Deep, though.
No. Wait, Bob, we signed you up.
Maybe you can go look at some of those blue mud volcanoes there. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm Dave Robertson, video lead for this expedition, and sitting in the video chair zooming in on stuff. I'd like to go, I don't know how much excuse me, uncharted there is, but Great Barrier Reef, something like that.
So yeah, hi, my name is Esteban. I'm the ROV engineering intern. I am currently in the Atalanta pilot seat, and as Erica is biased as well, I am biased to explore the Puerto Rico Trench. So yeah, that would be my place to go explore.
I'm Robert Waters. I'm the Herc pilot on this watch. I've been to the Puerto Rican Trench, to 6,110 meters in a submarine. So I don't want to go there again.
Was I on a dive with you there?
I don't know. Were you?
Yeah, well, I was on the
on the way down was the foam crackling on your dive?
Yeah, but if you were doing the engineering,
Uh-oh.
we were doing the science
Bridge,
verification. Did you stay on for that?
Yeah, I was on for science verification, and then I did
Can we have
the
20 due east,
was
please?
it Cayman?
Yeah, the Cayman. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was just on for the Puerto Rico part of
Okay,
it.
yeah.
So maybe we, Bob, I
Probably
can't
was.
remember. We were probably in there
No.
together.
We've done a few dives together.
Yeah.
My place to go, I think, is maybe coming up here in the next year. Like, I like doing wrecks, and we did do the Battle of Midway. When was that? Year before last?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we didn't get to go there with the right vehicles. But I think we're going to be doing the Solomon Islands and Guadalcanal. And that I think there could be some interesting stuff there. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Looks like we're coming up on another wall.
Okay.
All right, Johan, who are you?
Hey everyone, I'm Johan Becker. I'm the navigator on this 8 to 12 shift. That wall
You're
just
kind of
popped
far up
20
there. I
meters.
don't want to keep it being that high up. We can reposition if we need, but I don't want to be having you 25 meters up.
Okay. Yeah, if I could explore anywhere, I think it would be the Arctic. I'd love to poke under some ice and see what's up there.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm.
There's some great stuff up there. Tons of methane seeps, some
Yeah.
really cool mid-ocean ridges.
Oh yeah.
So, Adam, do you remember how deep you went? We were on our way down slope, you know? So
Yeah, so
Bruce was before me, and then he went to like 55, and then it was me, and I think then Anthony.
Yeah, that was the engineering dives. I think I went over 6,000, but I think I did a dive with Nick. Was he still a pit at that time, or was he?
Oh, Nick was a pilot.
Yeah, so I did a dive with Nick, and one other one was a pit dive, maybe with Randy, so you might have been, oh no, Rick
Sanger?
Yeah, it was Rick and Nick.
Rick and Nick.
Yep.
So he was a pit. Maybe he didn't make pilot till, I think he made pilot in December. Yeah.
That was before, yeah.
Huh. I think I was with Eric on the.
Oh, you found the jug
Yeah, the jug.
that Eric walked off the ship with. Eric, I want joint custody of that jug.
That was a cool jug.
So we were diving in the Puerto Rico Trench, found this ceramic jug that looked like straight out of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, you know,
Yeah.
like, and we're like, this is amazing. And then I like took a picture and reverse Google searched it.
And you can buy them.
You buy them on eBay.
Oh man.
It was still cool.
It was very cool, and I think the sampling of it was cool. Yeah, you like
Yeah.
just reached
Reach-
down with one of
reach
the
down.
claws and scooped it up.
Yeah, I really like that kind of stuff.
15 meters due east, please.
There's a
Thank you.
beautiful pink
My
coral.
biggest catch was a brass compass off of a wreck, and it's still the compass dial still was from 17 something.
Wow.
Very cool.
It was like tissue paper. We put it in a foam lined box. Yeah. That's why I like the craft manipulator, because you got really good the
Grip
jaw.
strength.
Yeah, the grip strength. You can turn it way down, and I like it. It has its issues, but I think they all do.
Yeah, it's true. They're just super complicated
Yeah.
machines. Yeah.
In a fairly hostile environment, you know?
Yes.
So this area seems much more desolate, a lot less sponges and corals here.
Yeah, it is true.
We're a bit down off of the peak, I think.
Exactly, yeah.
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 But it's cool, these slopes are probably basically rubble that's rolled down the hill, and then over time it's just been locked in place by this iron manganese oxide precipitate.
Bridge nav. Can we move another 30 meters due east, please?
Sorry,
Thank
what
you.
was that, Erica? Yes, multi-puffer pump 2 is still going. It'll probably be switching to the next pump in just a few minutes. I will let you know when we get to that point. No worries, I am carefully watching it over here.
Yeah, so for those following along, we're actually collecting samples throughout this dive by filtering the seawater for little bits of DNA that are shed from organisms and can tell us what's living down here even if we don't end up seeing it with the ROV.
Yeah, and the great thing about these samplers is that they are able to process 150 liters of water in situ as we move along. And that is so much more efficient than trying to bring 150 liters up to the surface for each sample that we're taking. So it's really a great instrument to have on board. It allows us to filter larger volumes of seawater and really get a good idea of the biodiversity of these areas that we're visiting for the first time. And this has been a major goal for the sanctuary in understanding our deep sea biodiversity. So we're thrilled to have the multi-puffer and earlier the Mesobot on leg 1 to be able to kind of look at these.
Yeah, and both the Mesobot and this sampler, the organization...
There's a shrimp, not a fish, but a shrimp.
Ocean Exploration Cooperative Institute that's supported by NOAA has really helped along these technologies, and we're really excited to see this multi-puffer, which was originally designed for the Mesobot vehicle, now being put on Hercules, on other ROVs, on landers, on CTDs, really kind of expanding our capability to take this kind of sample and make these measurements. Very exciting.
And we are still taking water samples with the Niskin bottles too, so we'll be able to have some sort of comparison to see how much more efficient the samplers are than the traditional methods of taking a water sample. So a lot of information is going to come from this expedition.
And Jamie and I calculated, and the amount of water that passes through those filters collectively on a dive is about one hot tub full. And you can imagine how hard it would be to lift a hot tub of water out of the ocean and onto the ship. So it's really cool to have this sampler.
It's a lot of water. But a hot tub sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, especially in the control van. For those watching along at home, the rooms that we're sitting in are really quite chilly to keep all the computer equipment cool. Although I gotta say, temperature control has been pretty excellent. It's really pretty comfortable in here now.
Yeah, it's much better than it was. It was frosty the other day.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
good
you,
job.
Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, 71 degrees in the front room right now.
Which is still much warmer than the water that Hercules is swimming through right now. If we can look at the temperature gauge, it's telling us 2 degrees Celsius. Do we think that's accurate?
-2?
No, plus
2.
two.
Plus 2.
+2. Minus
about
can't
right.
be -2.
Is that a dead sponge?
That's a
So-
dead sponge.
So that's how it looks like when it's...
So the temp probe says plus 1.99, and
Bridge nav.
the CTD says 2.02.
Can we have another 30 meters
Oxygen
due east,
sensor
please?
says 2.01, so I think it's
Thank
pretty
you.
accurate.
But don't you think we could get to -2? Like, it wouldn't freeze, right? Because of the salinity?
I don't know.
We don't need to get into the phase diagram of seawater.
I think 2 is plenty cold. But there does seem to be quite a bit of oxygen. We got 35% coming up on the sensors. I feel like that's a little higher than some of the other sites we've been at. Might be because we're deeper, or it might be because there's no fish. We've been spoiled on our previous dives. Mola mola, thresher sharks, big eels. And here we've got shrimp and squat lobsters.
And rocks.
And rocks.
And rocks, thank you, Esteban.
You're welcome. Oh, what's that? Yeah, it's just another rock.
And I'm stopping pump 2 on the multi-puffer. The reading right now is 129,227. We'll have to do some math because it stopped earlier at 22,296. I'll get you that in a second. And I am starting pump 3.
So you can kind of see that, you know, as Val mentioned, we're in an area without too many organisms now. Life on the seafloor can be really patchy. Be places where there's lots and lots of organisms and some where there's none. Can't always say for sure why it is, but there's all sorts of environmental conditions that are going to be conducive to high density of organisms, and sometimes not environmental conditions, but even just chance, you know.
So that eDNA puffer on pump 3 will be sample 070.
Great, thank you.
Can we get a zoom on that coral off to the right there?
You zoom in there, Dave.
Another Chrysogorgia, checking if there's any associates in there.
There is.
See, yeah.
He's or it is a lighter color than those other ones.
Yeah,
Like.
that's like exactly the same color as the
Yeah.
coral polyps,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Bridge nav. Can we add another 30
Moving
meters
on.
Moving
to
on.
east, please? Thank you.
Do we want to try and be up more on the?
Up on the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we can.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get up there just scooting.
Yeah. It looks like it should be merging our way as well. So maybe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get up there.
Okay. Bridge nav. Can we cancel our current ship move and put in a 30 meter move to 050, please? Thank you. We're laid back, so we're still going to be moving east for a little bit.
Bob, do you ever use the skills you've developed for flying a vehicle via its, cameras, visual? I know you're using all sorts of other inputs, but is that useful in any other arena, like flying drones?
I'm
Or
not
anything
into
like-
the drone thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think I always say if you're good at like dungeon video games,
Uh-huh.
I think that's kind of a, it's keeping track of where you are.
Right.
Yeah. Being spatially aware, I guess, when you're, yeah.
And do you find it different flying a human-occupied submersible versus a ROV, or is it kind of the similar? Maybe a less comfortable chair.
Yeah. Considerably less comfortable chair. That's why I don't do it anymore. I can't bend that way for that long anymore. Well, you have like instantaneous pan and tilt when you're looking out the window. You know, you can
Right.
see anywhere you want, like instantly. So, but it's a much bigger and clunkier vehicle, so it's it's harder to drive.
Mm.
But I think bigger ROVs are harder to drive too.
Right.
So, and you get like little Herc, it zips around like a little sports car.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fun to drive, really.
Bridge nav. Can we move 30 meters at 040, please?
Esteban, have you had any opportunities to work with any
Thank
other
you.
ROVs?
Yes, but not at this scale. I've worked with the Blue Robotics ROVs and a small 5-fish. I am pretty good with drones, and I used to fly stunt planes, RC stunt planes. So my spatial awareness on that is pretty good, considering that you miss a little stroke if you were doing like a hovering movement and you were straight into the ground.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Say that's my more hands-on experience, controlling vehicles.
I've used drones quite a bit too, but I use them more like Sentry. I like program in a mission for, photogrammetric mapping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I love that perspective you get of like looking down on the world, which you kind of get here from the ROV as well.
Yeah. Definitely brings a different perspective. And if you want another challenge, try using the drone for tracking moving objects. That's also pretty fun as well to, get your hand-eye coordination dialed in. Just find something and try and follow it.
Ah.
It'll make you a better drone pilot too.
You want to come up?
Yep.
The flying is pretty easy, really. The pilot in ROV is not very challenging.
I think one of the things that's a little hard to get the hang of is that we're used to driving things that stop, that have brakes.
Yeah. I think, that maybe the hardest thing is being gentle enough.
Yeah.
You'll overdrive it. Which is really bad if you're in like a sedimented area.
Yeah.
Then you make a big mess. And people got different styles. Like I noticed Tito likes to keep the joy gain all the way to the max.
Oh, really? So it
He
does
likes-
like little movements?
Yeah, and he moves the stick a little bit, And I keep the joy gain down so I can have more throw without, because I don't need to go that fast.
Right.
Looks like we're starting to see some more of our sponges and corals up here. Crinoids as well. Suggests we're getting back up to somewhere with a little more current and a little more flow of food and particles that they depend on. Still not seeing any fish though.
You don't need to look at that sponge, right?
No, we've seen that one.
Yeah. We'll note that we just passed a bamboo whip maybe. Keep an eye out, see if there's others along here.
Okay.
These sponge skeletons are kind of eerie every time I look at them. I guess we're getting close to Halloween. Maybe it's appropriate.
Do you want to look at this one?
Sure, I'll take a look at that. Not the skeleton, but the coral.
Oh, no, the bamboo.
But the coral right above it, we will certainly take a zoom on.
Bridge now.
Want to zoom in, Dave?
Can we move 30 meters at 045, please?
You my camera guy?
Thank you.
I got you.
So
Look at the detail on these polyps.
I don't see the little bamboo sections
Yeah,
on
it
this
doesn't
one.
look bamboo-ish, huh? Well, maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, well, never know. Oh, wait, no, we will.
Yeah, I need more release here. I'm getting yanked
Yeah.
about.
It's tricky today. There's a lot of movement on the top side, so.
We are going to have to start pulling Atalanta up this
Yeah.
as well. So.
All right, so we better get your quick look in.
Okay, I see it.
That's
Bamboo.
yeah.
Bamboo.
All right.
Yeah, that's
We're out of here.
big wall out here.
All right. I gotta zip ahead.
So we identify those bamboo corals because they got these little sections, the white sections with a little darker in between, and the darker stuff is like a more flexible material.
We're going to want to come up pretty fast.
Yep.
And the darker stuff
It's
is,
gonna be great.
I think, is like fingernail material, like keratin.
That's much better.
I have a question from England. First time tuning in on dive and asking for what AUV Sentry is doing on the ship.
Ah, great question. So Sentry is another deep sea vehicle, but it has a different kind of approach to exploration than Hercules. It flies well above the seafloor for most of its activities and uses sonars to make detailed maps of the seafloor, and then measures similar environmental parameters that Hercules would measure, but up in the water column and along a track. It can go near the seafloor, and oh, there's a
A
fish.
fish!
We found one.
If we can pause and look at that.
It
I'm gonna
can
zoom in
go
on that, Dave.
near the seafloor and take photographs, but mainly it's flying above the seafloor. And its main difference is it is not connected to the ship, so it's autonomous, program in a mission, and it will go and do its mapping. And it has a depth rating of 6,000 meters.
No.
Hercules can go down to 4,000 meters, so Sentry can get a little deeper than Hercules.
Wow.
Oh,
He really wants to get up close and personal.
Yeah.
Should I get into the
You wanted
the
that
box?
zoom?
All right. Fish is gone.
The fish is gone. But at least we have proof of fish on the seamount.
Hang up.
I think the fish got together and said, we got to send one over. Val's not sure that we exist.
Someone give that woman a fish.
So back to the Sentry question, that we used Sentry initially in this expedition to help hunt for a downed airplane, the Samoan Clipper. It's really good at covering a whole lot of area. And we also used it over at Wailu'u to make a map of the top of the volcano. And we're out here looking in the very deep parts of American Samoa's territorial waters, see what's down at around 6,000 meters. Oh, is
Getting
this
to
the
the
top?
top here.
Oh, and a beautiful big coral at the top. Huh, I don't know what that one is.
Want to zoom in on it, Dave?
Branching pattern's a little different than the ones we saw before.
Yep.
Still very delicate. It's lovely. Not seeing any associates in this one at the moment.
Nope. Nobody living
Very
there.
nice. Lots of
What?
hungry polyps, though.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yep.
that's good. Thank you. Some more big sponges.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and look at those.
And some Iridogorgia.
Gorgeous. These animals really are just stunning.
Yeah, so sometimes those are called firework corals, or maybe that's just what we call them in the van sometimes, but they look kind of like a firework exploding.
They do.
Alright, Atalanta's still moving a little north.
There's a black coral.
But I'm going to start the ship.
We're up on the top.
Yeah,
Here.
continuing east,
Okay.
back along our trek. Bridge nav.
And Asako notes that there's 2 species of Iridogorgia there.
30 meters at 095, please. Thank you.
Another one of those large Faraday sponges.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they'd make good Halloween ornaments. Instead of those big 12-foot skeletons that people are getting, just get some of these sponges.
What's the, is there any sort of Halloween tradition in American Samoa? Fano, what do you do for Halloween?
Interesting questions. Yeah. Well, just to let you know, Halloween is my birthday.
Oh, so what we do is we have cake.
Yeah. So every Halloween is cake and ice cream.
Can we take a look at that thing there?
All right. Zoom in there.
Okay, that's a bit of dead sponge. Confirmed.
More of it over here.
But do kids wear costumes and stuff like that on Halloween in American
Yes.
Samoa?
Yeah.
Trick-or-treating? Go to people's houses?
Yep.
Okay.
And the adults usually have Spirit Week, so we dress up in different kind of costumes all week, at least in our office and some of the American Samoa government offices. So sometimes it's like you have a sport.
Getting dragged.
Sometimes you have a sports day or an actual Halloween costume or some other theme.
Dress up as your favorite deep sea animal.
I think that might have to be one of our spirit days this year. Usually we do marine animal, but maybe we can make a deep sea animal this year.
Just tape some sponges to your
Zoom in on
shirt.
that one, Dave.
That's good.
No associates in there that I see. Oh wait, maybe something at the bottom there. I see a shining eye.
Yeah.
Bridge nav.
Oh, good eye. To see those eyes shining at us. Is that another little squat lobster in there?
Yeah, I
Another
think
30
so.
meters due east, please. Thank you.
I have to say, they've chosen very beautiful homes.
Yeah, if you look at Squat Lobster Home and Garden Quarterly, I mean, it's just gorgeous.
Full of Chrysogorgias.
Yeah, exactly. Pink is in this year.
Everyone's decorating with it. I like that crinoid assemblage there, and that it looks like a dead stalk.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looks like a flower arrangement. But it's really a bunch of hungry echinoderms looking for food.
All right, now you can zoom in.
Oh, there's another one up.
Another one higher up.
One's a little darker. You can see the tiny little claws there at the end. They probably use those to pick bits of food out of the water. I don't know what he's gesturing about. Anybody have a guess? He waving hello?
He's like, oh no, uphill is that way.
Go that way. Go that way. Or maybe it's like, get those bright lights out of my eyes.
Get off my lawn.
That's pretty.
Lovely. All right, I think that's good.
We had to wait for Atalanta to catch up anyway.
So if anyone's just tuning in, we are exploring a previously unexplored seamount in the southeast corner of the American Samoa Exclusive Economic Zone. We are moving our way slowly up the west side of this seamount, which is interesting because we have not actually done this type of dive on the west side of a seamount in American Samoa before. We've always been on either the east, south, or north side. So this is a nice peek into a west side of a seamount. And we've been seeing some very amazing sponge and coral communities here. You see one of these large sponges in front of us. Some of the ones we've seen have been up to 1 meter across. And we've also seen some dead sponges as well as some fossilized sponge skeletons that have been there for much longer time. You can see this one has some crinoids on it. They are positioning themselves up in the water column to be able to grab additional food particles out of the water. But they also kind of remind me of the sais that we wear behind our ears here in American Samoa, a little decoration for the sponge. And do we have a little crustacean up near the base of that other crinoid there? I don't know if we can zoom any further. It's that little red spot there.
Oh, we're all the way in.
All the way in, okay.
I could maybe get a little closer.
I think we saw a shrimp on one earlier. Might have been something similar. And so far we've seen a grand total of 1 rat tail on our fish charts. We need more fish. Everybody keep your eyes open. Adam has lots of rocks.
Have you collected rocks?
You know, I don't think we have. We should ask him if he wants to get any rocks.
Yeah, it's good if you can get a rock from this area.
We were just talking about you, Adam. We noticed that you hadn't picked up any rocks.
Yeah, I'm kind of itching for a sampling event here pretty soon.
An event.
Does it have to be an event? That sounds a little ominous.
Is this, did we see any little snails on this bad boy?
We think we saw a small crustacean
Right,
next
this is about as close
to
as I can get.
that crinoid here on...
That red little...
It could be one of those snails, though. We're trying to get a zoom. They had to reposition to get us some zoom.
All right, can we get that crinoid to move?
Please step to the side. We'd like to see the animal hiding behind you.
All right, let's try and slurp up whatever that is.
Really?
Why not?
I don't know.
Is it too small?
Well, we're too close, but I can
Oh.
back off a bit.
Okay, well maybe while we're here, let's search
that's
around.
definitely, it's a shrimp. I can see
Oh,
its
it is
little
a shrimp,
wee little
you're right.
eyeballs. Yeah.
I did see some eyeballs as well.
Okay, can we scan across that thing a little bit with a tight zoom to see if we see any of those snails?
Bridge nav. Hold position here,
I
please.
didn't see any. That was the only bit of pink that I saw was the shrimp. But maybe if we can pan down a little, awesome.
Thank you.
Nope. Oh, wait.
There.
Maybe. One.
It's
Yeah.
different than the ones we saw before, though. They were more pink and rounded.
That one looks dirty.
This might just be some dirt.
You want to put up the lasers? To
We're
check
never going to get that.
That's pretty
bananas.
dinky.
All right. We need like 15 of them if we're going to try and do it. All right. All right, no sampling yet.
Might need the finer mesh in the jar.
Plus, cannot get a rock here. Nothing's coming off the ground.
Yeah, it looks pretty well glued down.
All right.
Do you want a rock?
Yeah.
Maybe we could find something.
I think everything here is...
It's all glued together.
Yeah. We saw, before we saw like a couple cracks. That might be a place to find something. Ooh, that's a beauty.
Which in?
The Iridogorgia, not the rocks.
Wow.
I know. What's
Did you
happening?
ever think
Someone-
you'd
someone-
hear yourself say that?
Someone hit me in the head.
We won you over to the, I won't say the dark side, the source of life,
The biological
the
side.
biological side,
We'll call it the gooey side, I don't know.
the gooey side.
We have another steep feature coming up.
Moving ahead.
All right.
Whip coral with a crinoid on it.
Go ahead, zoom in quick on that one there, Dave.
Can see those glass-like hairs that are holding it onto the base, holding the base onto the rock there. Fine structure of the pores that are filtering particles out of the water. And it's got some associates here with the crinoid. We're looking to see if there's any small snails or shrimp that might also be on this sponge. So far I'm seeing mostly particles of detritus.
Nope.
No snails. And we're continuing to climb up. We're now at a little less than 2,100 meters. It is still quite chilly down here, 2.16 degrees Celsius. I'm glad it's not that cold in the control van.
71 Fahrenheit.
Fano, have you ever seen snow?
Yes. Yeah. So 2022 or
Bridge
yeah,
nav.
23.
Uh-huh.
In the middle of the winter, I was able to take my family to Seattle, and then we rode to Leavenworth. Yeah, I think we spent like 2 nights.
10 meters due
just to
east,
have my
please.
family experience the snow.
Yeah.
So
Thank
yes, I was fortunate to play around in the snow.
What'd you think?
Awesome. Especially us here from the Rock, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get to see those guys.
Yeah.
So yes, it was like one of the best family vacation that I was able to
That's
spend
cool.
time with my family.
Bob, were you out with us when we found all those beaked whale
Oh, yeah.
skeletons?
Yeah.
I keep seeing all these sponge things. And
Right.
They kind of look like it.
Whale fall?
No, they were super old. There was just the rostrum of a beaked whale, and it had all the manganese crusting it, so it had been down there for thousands of years.
So it looked a lot like that thing
Yeah,
right in front there,
I
but
love
that's
that.
that's a sponge.
Is there any way to date these, like to see just how long they've been down there as
The
and getting
sponges?
coated? Yeah, and getting coated with that manganese coating?
I'm not sure it's manganese
Bridge
that's coating
nav.
them. It might just be kind of the color of their flesh when it
Can we
decays.
have 20 meters at 070, please? Thank you.
But despite the fact they're made of, or their skeletons are silica, there's probably some carbon in there, yeah? So maybe you could carbon date them?
I'm just really curious about the life history of these animals that are living down here where they don't really have days, maybe don't really sense seasons. Curious about how long they live, how fast they grow.
I believe some of the deep sea corals have like an annual growth like ring, you know? But I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I definitely know some of the corals have been dated. I think some of them have been thousands of years old, which just amazes me. I think the oldest corals in the sanctuary that we know of in the shallows are about 500 years old, and those are kind of record-breaking corals. Not very many around the world that are that old in the shallows, so thousands of years down in the deep. It's pretty amazing. I mean, some of the corals may have been around as long as, been here before the Samoans ever came to these islands even.
Some say that ROV pilots can be thousands of years old.
What are you saying there?
Yeah, it's like 100% that some of these corals were just little babies when the Samoans first arrived, yeah? That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy to think about? It's such a rich culture that's been here for so long. And to think that some of these corals might have been around even then is pretty mind-blowing.
You want to try any of these rocks?
God. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just poke at them and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm out in front a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Atalanta. We'll stop Atalanta and bring it north.
We're just poking. So.
Yeah, copy, but we got that wall with Atalanta on the side. Bridge nav. Can we move the ship to 0 meters to the north, please? Thank you.
Is that one?
Oh.
As suspected.
Robert, this is getting a little close for my comfort.
Too close for comfort.
Atalanta.
Well, we're 7 meters. You can come up.
Coming up.
All right.
Moving on.
Sorry, Adam, no rocks for you.
Oh, don't worry.
He's
I'll
suspected it was going to be like that.
I'll waste a bunch of our time later trying to pull these rocks off the...
But it's always fun to get the
Going up.
manipulator arms out. Ooh, I feel like we're flying.
This is how fish feel all
So
the
are we in a
time.
gully here? What
That
happened?
is interesting.
Pretty much.
Ah, now I can literally see your discomfort, Johan.
Yeah.
Dang, that's the real deal wall there.
And it's gone the other direction, so that's
Yeah, that's the tricky thing. These maps show us like a very kind of smooth seafloor because it can't see things that are really sharp or really small.
Okay.
Wow.
Bob, calm down on the ascent a little
very
bit.
good.
Getting
Yeah.
close on delta
all
there.
right, I'm going to put the arm away.
Okay.
Bridge nav. Hold position, please. Thank you. Bridge nav. 30 meters to the east, please. Thank you.
Is that on the right? big sponge.
Sponge.
Yeah.
This sea mound is more of like a sponge territory.
Yeah.
Want to zoom in, Dave?
Oh, what's that purple thing on there? Is that sponge growing on a sponge?
I think so.
Double sponge.
Double sponge. It's a 2-for-1 deal.
And it's a purple sponge.
And it even has some crinoids on it. Look at that. There we go. It's a whole package deal. I don't see any crustaceans or mollusks, though. Might be hiding in some of the pores. Those are pretty large pores on this sponge. Lots of big openings. Can we maybe get a little bit of a closer look at the purple one too at some point?
How about we sample the purple one? Great idea, Adam.
Are we moving?
We're moving, but I can stop us. You might get pulled a little to the north, but bridge nav, hold position, please. Thank you.
You zoom back out, Dave?
Bridge nav. Can we have 20 at 200, please?
Is it a slurp?
Yeah, probably. And it could come from that lower one if that's easier to reach.
Thanks so much.
There's a purple one off to the left there, too, that might be a little more accessible.
Yeah, is that one appeal?
I think they're all the same, so...
All right, that's an easier setup, I think, over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The seamount's really all about the pastels, pinks, this light purple.
The eggshell.
So Robert,
Pastel
you probably
yellow.
will get pulled by Atalanta in just a second away, but then we can come back. The ship is moving to come back, but it's an old move.
Who's that?
Oh, yeah, that's an ant.
We're going to give you a reset as well. That's all right.
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks.
It's interesting that this side of the sponge
be
has
my
a
tilt
much
guy
more
again?
open structure than the other side that we just looked at.
Yeah.
Is
And I
this
think
a snip and slurp, or what are we doing here?
Well, can you
bridge nav.
Can you hold the slurp with one and snip with the other, or?
Can we move another 10 meters
I bet
to
it
the
would.
south,
I
please?
bet that it might not just
Thank
come
you.
off with the slurp, so it might have to be a snip and slurp.
You think it's going to be too stiff?
I think so. I don't know. Maybe, and maybe if you kind of push the slurp into it, that some of it
Yeah.
would break off. You might as well try that first. That's the more efficient.
We got to line up our buckets and all that business. You want to switch the camera over to the slurp jars? Slurp jar. Why didn't that grab? What you doing there? What you poking? We just want bucket cam.
There it is.
So, looks like we're on 5. Is there something in 5?
No, nothing in any of the slurp cans yet, right, Erica?
Okay. Do you have any?
Yeah, they're all empty.
Is there anything in particular you want?
A big chunk of the purple
Oh, no,
sponge.
I mean jar-wise?
Oh, jar-wise? No, I don't care.
That looks like a 5, right?
Yes. Unless we have an E.
We don't have an E.
Okay, then probably a 5.
It's a 5. I can see a 5 on the other, down on the corner there. All right. Can we zoom in, Dave? And Esteban, give me some slurpage.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
Maybe get a little more.
Got enough?
Yep. Did you see all of it go into the can? Maybe turn off the suction, we'll see it
Yep.
fall down.
There's a piece.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, 3 pieces. That looks good.
All right.
Hey, all right, team. We sampled.
yay.
Could you get the rock that it's sitting on?
Sure.
This is sample 071.
And our scientists ashore send their congratulations on such precise work. Very nice job there.
Good job, Bob.
be off to the races again.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like a pretty massive Iridogorgia there in the background.
Bridge nav.
More of those purple sponges.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never seen those before.
Can we move 30 meters at 095, please? Thank you.
So did the word
Gonna come a little more south for you, too.
did the word sponge originate with these marine creatures and then transfer to the kind of sponges we use today?
I believe so.
It would
I
have
think-
to be, right?
I think originally they used these natural sponges, and then it's only been more recently that they've been able to make them out of alternative materials. There used to be a huge mariculture industry harvesting sponges for people to use. So they would actually fragment the sponges, grow them out, and then sell them.
Wow.
And of course, nowadays we rely on sponges made out of plastics and cellulose and other types of materials instead. That is beautiful there, that purple one with all the crinoids on it.
Look at that, yeah. And it looks like it's growing on a white sponge.
Is it on one of the
Zoom in
white
on that
sponges
there.
or one of the Faraday sponges?
I think it's a little hard to tell. There's some white sponge underneath.
Interesting. Can't really tell. That's lovely. Thank you for the zoom. It's really interesting.
Oh, what's that thing?
That was like a little baby sponge, yeah?
Is it?
I think so.
Baby sponge or a baby coral?
I think it's a baby sponge. Oh, or is it a little anemone?
Yeah, I think it's a...
Or, okay.
That's not a sponge.
What
Wow.
is that?
Okay, all right. You know, that sounded kind of judgy. I'm doing my best back here.
He knew it wasn't a rock.
Yeah, I call all living organisms sponges.
I
But
am
what is that?
not sure what that is. It could even be some
Listen,
sort of
can you tilt
mollusk.
up a little bit?
Is it a? Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Kind of those. Kind
I
of looks
wanna
like anemone.
Poke it and flip it over and see what it is. It's so tiny.
Oh man.
Is that full zoom?
Yeah, that's it.
Is it a sea cucumber of some sort?
Nudibranch was a suggestion from shore,
Yeah.
but don't they like wave their arms a little bit more?
Well, they also have kind of their gills on top, and I don't really see
Yeah, the nudibranch needs
that.
naked lungs, right?
These look more like
Yeah, it kind of
Could we
does
s-
look like it could have like a little shell. I see what you're saying.
Could
there.
we slurp it up?
Sure, we'd have to.
Aren't you supposed to see more than one to do that?
Oh,
Well, we're never
probably.
going to see more than one because that's tiny. We only saw it because we were zoomed in.
We don't want to take the only one.
I don't think it's the only one. Chances are it's not the only one. Okay, we can let this one go, but now we're on the lookout for small, unidentifiable thing.
I think it's been stuck.
Yeah, it does look like it's kind of stuck in there.
Veronica says it's a sea cucumber.
Yeah, I think it's sea cucumber. That's what I'd vote for.
Okay.
Bridge now.
All right, moving on.
Move on.
Moving on.
Can we move another 30 meters to the east? Thank you.
Is that another one up there? You zoom in, Dave? No. It's not.
So I did find a sea cucumber that looks a little bit like what we just saw, but I have no idea of the size of this organism, but it might be a match. It's a Latomogonidae sea cucumber.
Yeah, we should have turned on the lasers for that. You want lasers on, by the way?
Yeah. I just got to remember to turn them off when we see something good, you know, just to better imagery.
Yeah, we should give you a button back there.
Oh yeah, laser kill switch.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be like an attractant to the fish. You know, like cats chase lasers. Maybe the fish will chase some lasers.
It's possible, but I think you have an unhealthy obsession with fish.
No, it isn't.
Speaking as someone who has just a totally normal relationship with rocks.
Hello, Pot. My name is Kettle.
Yeah.
Did we somehow end up on the other side of a ridge? Like, no, the slope's here.
Yeah.
I did not expect this much topography from the maps we saw before headed down here. It's very interesting.
Look at these. These were little sponge havens there. All those docks.
It looks like the ridge that we were on is kind of merging in, and a new one is kind of growing out to our south, so that makes sense with what you're seeing.
A bunch of corals on this little boulder.
You want to zoom in, Dave?
Bridge nav.
Oh, there's a ophiuroid in that coral. See the brittle star there crawling around.
Can we move 30 meters at 095, please? Thank you.
Okay, feathery white coral. What do you got, Val?
Putting me on the spot here.
Well,
like we've got experts
it's you or me.
online. It does look a little bit like some of the ones we've seen before, but I am so hesitant to hazard a guess.
Goodness gracious.
I do like that it's keeping with our pastel color theme. We've got a nice lavender color here. So Remula Gorgia is from Osako.
Oh, nice.
So,
Remula Gorgia.
Remula Gorgia is not one I think I've had on my list.
Do we want to be on this side of this thing, or do we want to try and get
Happier on the top, but I'm not
unhappy?
sad about this side. This seems okay.
Yeah. Seems like we're pretty
Looks
much
like
on
it's
top.
doing something else right there too.
Yeah. It's probably about the end of your leash.
So, what are we doing? Do I need to come back down?
Atalanta's coming to you at 095. Just a little slow.
Seeing quite a few what look like dead sponges and stalks of them, wondering if they've tumbled down from further up above.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're got this little gully that they're kind of collecting in. Same with the sediment.
bridge nav. Can we have another 30 meters at 090, please? Thank you.
So Bob, why do we use green lasers as opposed to red or some other color?
So red's the quickest to get absorbed in seawater. The blue-greens are the light that travels the furthest. And green lasers, they're pretty efficient. They put out a lot of light.
Oh, look at those cool bioturbation patterns in the sediment.
Oh, good eye. I'm really curious about what caused those. Could be mollusks. Really pretty.
Could be sponge.
What
I
does it
mean,
mean, Dave?
could be
I was
cucumber,
going to say, sea cucumber perhaps?
ancient civilization.
Can you zoom in, Dave?
Do you see anything hiding around here? It might give us a clue.
That looks like it's arranged by grain size, though. You don't think it's just current?
I don't think it's current because it's like weird curving patterns,
Yeah.
but probably the relief that was created might have caused the...
Can ask this little thing. Maybe it knows. Looks like a little shrimp or something swimming by. Could we zoom in on those rocks up above, at the very top of the screen? So if we could tilt just, yeah, at the base of it. I'm looking to see if we have any signs. I'm actually looking at that brown tube. I was looking to see if we had any like fecal
tube worms?
pellets fecal pellets from sea cucumbers or anything there. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe nothing. We can zoom back out.
There's a little brittle star.
There is a little brittle star there. I don't think it's what's causing our bioturbation, though.
Oh, but there's something maybe, sorry, if you can go back there and look at that.
Zoom in. What are we looking at?
A little higher. Tilt up.
Oh.
Tilt up a little bit. Oh, there. That thing.
We're all the way in here.
We're all the way in.
I can get closer.
Just so you know, we do have another wall feature in front of us.
Poor
You're
Johan.
such a spoil sport.
You're killing him.
Sorry, guys.
Just so you know, we're about to fucking crash. Oh, sorry.
You earned that badge, Adam. You got
dang
it.
Dang it.
Thank you for keeping us safe. We appreciate you.
Pretty big wall.
Now, with all this effort, that better be something.
Looks like a nothing.
It looks like a piece of dirt.
Okay.
Good sponge base.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
It's a loosened part of the sponge.
Okay, heading up.
But it is useful every once in a while to zoom in quite a lot because there's so much here, no matter what scale you look at.
That is true.
Oops. I don't want that. I want it in the other direction.
Oh, did we mess up the maze?
It's okay, it'll give it a clean slate. Can start over.
Start over.
Bridge nav. Can we have another 30 meters due east, please? Thank you.
Oh, actually, we gotta put it on the flush, huh?
Oh, good thinking.
So we are seeing some sponges and corals along here, not as thick as what we saw up at the top of the ridges, but there are some signs here.
Oh, something's coming into view.
Ooh.
There's Chrysogorgia.
Some crinoids there taking advantage of, looks like some stalks from dead sponges, perhaps.
Whoa.
Oh, that's interesting.
Three
don't
different
think-
colors.
I don't think we've seen any of these white sponges perched quite so precariously.
Zoom in, Dave.
It's like the polyopogon that we've been seeing.
That's what it looks like. But most of them have had a much more firm base down on the rock itself.
Yeah.
But you can see those kind of bristly hairs coming off of it, similar to the bases of the ones we saw earlier.
Yeah, that one's probably in for some trouble if that stalk falls over.
Yeah. And I'm not seeing any shrimp or snails on that one. We have our purple sponge. And I'm not sure if this yellow sponge is the same species.
It looks like dead purple sponge
decaying,
to me.
yeah.
Yeah. That one's on its way out.
And I'm not sure what these stalks are. All these little broken bases.
Yeah.
But the crinoids seem to like them. Gives them a nice perch. And speaking of perches, I'm still not seeing any fish.
You got one.
I had one for this. But what have we been up here for? A little over
Bridge
2.5
now.
hours? I'm hopeful that as we get shallower, we'll see some more.
I think
Can we
that's...
move another 30 meters to the east, please? Thank you.
Some big sponges here.
Hmm.
These are really stunning, and I'm so
Zoom in there,
curious
Dave.
about how long it takes to grow to such a size.
So that doesn't that look like the hairs on the bottom, but on
It
the
does.
top? So like, I wonder what's happening there. Maybe they grow all around the edges.
Might also help it gather particles. Such fine structures. Really fascinating. And I'm not seeing any of our snails or shrimp on here. We have seen them on some of the other sponges that we've seen this evening. And I think we can
So
maybe
that looks
zoom
like
out.
that's at least a meter tall, that one.
Yeah, it's really nice. Again, you can see those hairs at the base holding it onto the rock. It's another big Ritagorgia coming up.
Hmm.
Where are we in this ship move, Johan?
We have about 9 meters left, but we're being towed behind a little bit.
Oh, there's a pretty purple crinoid on that Chrysogorgia.
Yeah.
Do you see some rocks?
Yeah, I do see rocks everywhere I look, man. I thought I might see some that were, you know, pokeable, but
We can stop.
no, I mean, there's the whole thing's made of rock, so we'll have
Alright.
more opportunities.
You know, that mentality has,
It has bitten me in the past, hasn't it?
it sure has.
Wow.
Now, what about these sponges in front of us? Are these also decaying, or?
Yeah, I think they're the old Polyopagons fallen over. But what you don't see is like a lot of scavengers, you know, trying to eat them,
No.
because I guess the silica is like not really a great food source.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it is. Probably not a lot of nutrition in that.
Do we want to move up onto this ridge just to our south? Maybe?
I'd be happy with that.
Okay.
Well, look at all those decaying sponges.
Yeah. But then we've got younger ones nearby that seem to be getting established and growing.
Seems like this part of the seafloor has more sponges.
Yeah, definitely high density sponge area.
Is that a squat lobster there, away from any sort of coral?
Whereabouts?
Oh, it's off screen already. Moving a little too fast.
Zoom in, Dave.
Some little tiny things on there.
I can't tell if they're critters or just some sort of detritus, though.
Yeah.
I do like this close-up, though, on the crinoids. They're so lovely.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Looks like we're going up a little bit.
those are also a variety of polyopogon based on one of my ID things here.
Bridge nav.
One steep wall.
Can we move 30 meters at 130, please? Thank you.
That's a cool shot from the wide angle upper cam.
This has been some really interesting topography on this dive, as we're now approaching 2,000 meters up the side of this unnamed, previously unexplored seamount on the southeastern side of American Samoa's exclusive economic zone.
It's overhang.
Yeah, lots
That
of
is
corals up
challenging.
here.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a nice
Look at all
one.
these sponges. What do we have here? Some
Romilogorgia and Chrysogorgia, Rittigorgia.
Yeah, interesting how they're all like so dense there, right on that overhang.
Yeah, it must be great current flow there.
Yeah. It's really pretty. I'm often glad I'm not a coral or a sponge. When you think about it, when they're larvae and they settle down in a place, if they make a bad decision, they're stuck there for life in that same place.
Oh, I think that's a euplectellid sponge
I
down
was gonna
below,
say,
a bumpy.
that is different from one of the ones we've seen before.
Yeah, I think that's the first of
worth-
those that we've
Zoom
seen.
on that one, Dave.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that open-topped form with the little kind of nobules on the outside. I'm not sure that's the correct term.
Do you know if those are soft or if they're hard structures?
Every sponge I've interacted with is like stiffer than it looks. You know?
Interesting, yeah.
Look at that.
I have much more experience with shallow sponges, and they are squishy usually.
Bridge nav.
That's lovely.
Whoa, what is that down there at the bottom? It's something, oh, those are some sort of worm on there?
Can we move 30 at 120, please? Thank you.
Ooh, yeah, nice focus.
Looks like there's a light on back in there.
Yeah.
It looks like the bottom of the sticking to the rock.
Yeah, I think those are some kind of worm on there. Cool.
Okay, well, we're pointed due south here. Let's not take it.
Yeah, Atalanta is coming towards you, but still kind of along the ridge towards the east.
Johan, have you noticed whether the ship's able to do the moves that we're asking it to?
It is. It's a little wobbly in the process, and it's pretty slow to get going,
Mm-hmm.
but it's accomplished everything we've asked it to, so can't complain too much.
Ooh, what's that?
Shrimp.
I think he's rethinking his decision to come check us out.
You want to zoom on him, Dave?
Oh, and look at that little
Hold on,
stock
Ben.
sponge there next to it. That's really pretty.
Bridge now. It's running away.
It's definitely running away. I like that vivid red color. Very different from the other
Can we move
critters we've
another
been seeing.
30 meters at 130, please? Thank you.
Got some funky headgear there.
Yeah, looks like some slight modifications from the shrimp that we're used to.
All right.